Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey! Hot tub! Yep. Huh.
Toes go in first. TGIF.
Yeah!
Really make me sweat.
Yeah! Get in, baby. Get in. Well. Hey, listen, the water is back on, as I'm sure you have recognized.
Mostly.
But it's not much.
It's not full pressure.
Yeah, not much pressure on any of it right now. But I get that. When you lose water from Jackson Boulevard east to Panama City Beach, you're going to lose a little bit of water.
You know where the water main broke? It's just north of the Navy base there on the left-hand side. They got it all roped off.
I saw those trees.
They had the whole road shut.
How did that happen? How did that happen?
Just bad infrastructure over the years. It just deteriorates. It's not being replaced.
I figure somebody was digging. Okay.
Well,
you went out there digging, were
you? When the earth settles and moves around a little bit and something falls out, you know, it's.
I don't know what's going on lately, but there's a couple times my whole house has felt like it was shaking. I don't know. I think they're doing something at Bay Point.
Yeah,
but didn't you tell me the Army base was tearing down some buildings or something?
No, the Navy base up here
base.
is. It looks like they fenced off that one area where I don't know if that was like a.
There were houses in there.
Okay, yeah.
Condos or something.
Sometime right there at Petronas?
It was something.
Yeah, right.
Testing on the aliens over here.
Or something. I don't know.
Careful what you say.
Speaking of aliens, how was your trip? Did you do good?
What are you speaking of aliens?
Yeah. How was your trip?
What do you know? I don't know.
It
was good. I had surprisingly little issues with traffic in Atlanta. I don't know how. And then,
wow, that's
and then
amazing.
Orlando was Orlando. It was 1,000 degrees, but it was good. And
did you learn anything? I was going to ask you. Did you talk to these coaches and stuff?
Yeah.
And we always talk about we're worried about the high school athletes being left out now, but in the minor sports, not minor sports, but the Olympic sports being cut out. Do they ever talk to you about that? They all ever bring it up?
I mean, this, I would say what I was at this past time wasn't really about that, and we weren't really discussing that. It was more internal reorganization about different things and whatever. But, no, we do talk about it, and there are things that I think there is an inherent understanding that we need to be prepared for the moment at which Olympic sports are cast aside, because we understand the practical realities of business. The fact that we love the Olympic sports and we know the value they provide, there's no point in getting caught up in that and denying basic business understanding. So I wish we did more to plan as the national governing bodies and the club entities to be ready for the inevitable fall from the collegiate model. That being said, there are things that come along that give a little bit of hope. Like one of the new things the Senate is looking into and taking up that will ultimately have to be implemented by the NCAA. It looks like it gives some safeguard to some of the Olympic sports. I know the president and the administration have said they've made that a priority. Whether or not you follow through with that, we'll see. But again, it's a trust but verify. It's like I like what I'm hearing, but I'm going to go on and prepare just in case you're full of it.
I haven't keeping up with that.
Yeah.
Is there anything in there? Because this is what the SEC and Big Ten do not want to happen. Mm-hmm. Can they go in there and force the TV deals like it's spread the money out with all conferences, all teams, or ABC,
Now you get into the definition of the word force. Could they? Yeah. But they could also be sued for it and might lose in court. And then would you have really forced them to do? I don't know.
So you haven't heard anything about that?
No, because until until you have a centrally controlling entity with the power of, collective bargaining through employees and antitrust exemptions the way the pro leagues have, I'm not sure you can ever truly enforce what they say they want to enforce.
Yeah.
There are valid reasons why legally that needs to be the case, because if what they wanted, that kind of control, if they wanted that to permeate into society as a whole, we would have pitchforks and torches.
Yeah, I don't know what's being said or what kind of kept up with it, but I do know the SEC commissioner, Big Ten, they're not happy with what they're hearing out of D.C.
Right.
Well, anytime you're on top of something because you've gone out and made it, that everyone thinks people at the top only get there because they were lucky. It's like, no, they worked at it and they built and whatever. Anytime you're at the top of something, any kind of regulation pulls you to the middle. Mm-hmm. And you don't want that, because you've built something. It's like, why should I give up what we've built? So I understand it.
Well, we shall see. One thing I would never do is go ask the government for help. That's just me.
Well, when the government says you don't need a gun, you need a gun. So
hey, let me ask something, Glenn. We broke it here first the other day. We found out that they have dropped, Gulf Coast has dropped trainers from high school athletics here in Bay County, which is a big deal. It puts the coaches on the hot seat. It puts the parents, everybody. This is not a good thing whatsoever. We talked about it. In the old days, the coach would say, kid gets hurt, get up and go get back in it. Give him a salt tablet, get back in and play, which opens yourself up for lawsuits. And all those days were gone, because trainers now will have the final say if a kid practices, a kid goes to the doctor,
right.
When he will be released to practice again. That's over. Now it goes back to the coach. And right now, before football starts, all sports, all the fall sports will be starting pretty soon. There's not going to be trainers out there. That is a major issue.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know about it. We talked to a school board member last night. He did not know about it, and he was real concerned. I talked to the former county athletic director for 23 years, a legendary Tommy Santamont, and he said, back in the day when we started this, the Bay District schools flipped the bill. Gulf Coast now flips the bill. They're out of it. They're done. Right now, we have no trainers, from what I've been told, and I've been told by some pretty guys up the ladder. We got to get this under control. We have got to have trainers out there for the kids, for the athletes, and for the coaches. And if I'm a parent, I want a trainer out there watching, especially in this heat right now.
Right.
They're the ones too that keep an eye out on that heat index and tell everybody to get off the field.
Index meter, when it gets to a certain.
What do you? Have you heard much about this?
No, I went out and maybe overstepped my bounds, but I contacted Tallahassee Orthopedic Center and I talked to a gentleman there that I've known for years that's worked there, and he said basically the FHSA's kind of tied her hands. If you go back, he said read it's 22 through 40 when you start reading through the manual. The red book, you know, you just call, and so it kind of stipulates that now they want somebody at every event. It's like if you got the cheerleaders cheering in the gym.
There's no way.
Yeah,
there's no way that can happen.
So, but they're trying to work on something. They're trying to work with the state. They're trying to work here if they can do that. And I think that's one of the things. Like we used to give there used to be a county insurance for everybody, so
I remember that. Yeah,
they used to do that, and then they also would cover. They would actually cover when you went to the playoffs, and I think they should be able to cover this. This is a county issue, and you're talking about 6 high schools. I don't know, 6 or 8 middle schools, and
Yeah,
so,
I want to go back to the state. Some of the things they come up with, I don't know who's run.
I don't know who talked them into this.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. There's no way you can afford a trainer at every event, at every school, everything that's going on. We have trainers, floating trainers.
Right.
In Lee County, it was the same thing. They would be here for a certain period of time, go to another school a certain period of time. They get a phone call, something happened at Arnold High School or say Cape Coral High School, they would haul butt over there. Mm-hmm. There's no way you can afford.
Well, when you
have every sporting event covered, you can't afford it.
Well, when earlier when we started this, we actually had a science teacher that was actually a trainer. Mm-hmm. So he was on staff, and so then we had him like in a PE class at least one time. So like first period he'd have PE, that when the football players in there, he could give them some of the stuff to recover. You know, he could be in there with them.
Could you imagine though, if you got a swim team as a swimming pool, having practice, you got a football team out we don't have 2 days anymore, but having practice in that heat with all those uniforms on, you got to have one at each.
All right.
It seemed like, and I'm trying to remember where I remember seeing this, but it was kind of that issue where you didn't have enough, fully licensed trainers to be everywhere. But what you had was a lot of interns, the wrong word, but maybe people doing residency or things like that, where you position them everywhere, and then
that would be okay.
But the people over the top of them were floating; they could assist, come in if something was really serious. But that way, you had some level of eyes everywhere, and then
part of the situation
further.
comes from the playoffs. When they got to the state championship game, there was 2 teams. One team said they didn't have one.
Yeah.
And then one team had the doctor and the trainers come flying in, and they were late.
I want you to think about this right now. Okay. All right, we've had trainers, right? We've had them. It's for safety issues, like we're all talking about.
Right.
A kid gets injured. There's no trainer there. A coach puts him in practice, whatever. It could be a neck injury. We don't know. I just make any kind of story you want. You don't think that opens up a lawsuit for Baptist schools?
Oh, yeah. It's good, man. Sometimes.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm a parent right now listening. I'm concerned. If I've got parents playing football, any other sport out there, and there's not a trainer there, as a coach, I want a trainer there. I don't want that responsibility.
Well, a lot of it's going to depend on what the State Department of Education says, what the law says, because they could sue them. But if there's nothing in any legislation anywhere that they had to have them, nor gave the parents the belief that there was one on site, then they're not technically liable. Then the next step would be to petition the governor and the state to make that a law. Now, if they do that, now there's extra cost that goes on.
Somebody goes
taxes go
hurt,
up, then the pitchfork. I'm just
disagree.
saying, this is how it goes. All of it's right, but that's how it goes.
Let me just tell you this: if they sue a coach, it's all over the news.
Sure.
All right.
Well, when you see a coach, you're suing.
And then when they're found not guilty, it's on page 47.
Yeah,
no, I understand that.
Well, listen, I had an incident where when I was in high school, we had a kid that we wasn't supposed to get any gear because he didn't have a physical.
Right.
But somebody gave him a helmet, and so he was jogging across the track, fell down and broke his leg. $25,000 later.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like when a weightlifting coach or a PE teacher, kid crushes his hand in a weight room, they sued the coach, which was suing. It's out in Lee County. They were sued Lee County. It's not just in the coach.
It goes up the ladder. Yeah.
And thank God that coach has lesson plans, and they won the thing. The kid was in the wrong. It's just I just think we got to have trainers. I don't care if you really care about the safety of the kids. You're going to cover the cost.
It should be if all you have to do is bring up safety issues, and they should be able to have to cover.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Do you think it's going to wind up being Baptist schools covering the bill like they used to, or maybe another? I don't know. Maybe some other group could do it. Gulf Coast was doing it, and what I've heard,
what's going to end up happening? You're not going to like this, but what's going to end up happening is they're going to go to the booster groups to go out and fundraise to go out and privately get one. You need to make sure of some things because now you're taking on liability within the booster group that if that person misbehaves or whatever. But what I'm saying is my guess is that's it, because if I'm a head coach, the first, second, and third things I'm talking about were this is to protect the kids. But somewhere along the line, it also makes sense in the management of my program. The more of those things that can be handled outside of me, the more I can focus on actually coaching this team and thus make a better product for you. So as much as I hate it, I think that's where it's going to end up until something happens at the state level or the county level.
Well, that's what they did when they cut out summer workout money for teachers. They said, hey, booster clubs need to pay it.
Yeah. Or here's the one that got me. If you're dedicated as a coach, you will show up. Well,
let me ask this.
When I showed up at the grocery store, they didn't go, hey, it's free because you're a coach.
That's right.
We'll find out more about this. When Josh, the county athletic director, we're going to try to get up with him eventually. And he texted me yesterday. I think he's got something going on. But,
poor Josh. Anytime we want to ask him something, it's never anything fun.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. He's got to be careful, too. He answers to higher-ups. And I just know I disagree. I think they'll have trainers because I think the school board members care about kids' safety. I think they'll find the money somehow.
That'll be good.
Somehow, some way. Hopefully they will do the right thing. All right. Let's take a break right now. Talk about some of our wonderful people. We got so many great sponsors. Pat Perno, City Commissioner, Lynn Haven. I love that man. You want a great meal today, get out to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. You talking about a great man. You talking about local business. We want to support the locals. They support us. Let's make sure we take care of them.
Don't forget it's Wing Wednesday today, $2 wings.
Steve, yeah, no doubt about that. 2 specials today, Randy. One is at Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven, the wings, and then J. Michael's, the legendary J. Michael's, world famous J. Michael's spaghetti. Now, of course, yesterday they lost big time money when they had no water because there was not one restaurant east was open.
It came back on around 11. So were they able to open?
They are all closed for lunch. I went by and talked to a couple of them. Now they got back open at night. Some of them did.
Oh, good.
Some of them did. A couple just said the heck with it. So I felt bad about that. But anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about before I was really about 3 people in here. Let's go to Stevenson Air Conditioning. Love Jason. Graduated from Mosley High School. The guy is incredible. Locals taking care of locals.
I'm impressed you can count.
Anytime you need Stevenson Air Conditioning, day or night, they're there for you. Don't forget, go local, go Stevenson Air Conditioning. Roll Tide. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
She did say.
Well, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You found the Sports Talk Monster. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, mostly sunshine and 88. Mostly clear skies tonight, a little cooler at 78. Tomorrow, a chance of thunderstorms in the morning and afternoon, but otherwise some sun and a high of 86. About the same at 87 Friday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
For thousands of years, men have been trying to learn to turn lead into gold. We haven't solved that problem at Coin and Bullion Reserves yet. However, we have figured out how you can turn all that old gold jewelry that you no longer wear that's just lying around in your jewelry box into instant cash. And folks, what kind of idiot would send their gold off in the mail to strangers? No one in the country will pay you more for your scrap gold than we will here at Coin and Bullion Reserves. And you can take that to the bank.
KLA Builders is a general contractor based in Panama City Beach, specializing in home remodeling, renovations, and custom projects. KLA Builders offers services like kitchen and bathroom remodels, deck construction, and full home renovations. With a focus on craftsmanship and personalized service for residential projects, KLA Builders is turning client visions into reality. For a free estimate, call KLA Builders, 850-960-5115. That's 850-960-5115.
Now, it's time for your Atlanta Braves Morning Update, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250-plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
Padres walk off the Braves in 10. I'm Barrett Salee, and this is your Braves Radio Network Morning Update.
Tidal Wave Auto Spa is the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves and your go-to car wash destination all season long. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com to find a location nearest you.
For the second straight night, Manny Machado is the hero for the Padres as his RBI single in the bottom of the 10th gave the Padres the 7-6 win over the Atlanta Braves. It was a wild second inning. The Braves bat around and score 4 times. The Padres answer, they bat around and score 5 times in that second inning. Calmed down a little bit towards the end of the game, but unfortunately, the Braves could not get it done. J.R. Ritchie goes 5 innings, gives up 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them were earned, walked 4, and struck out 7. The Braves will look to avoid the sweep tonight. J.P. Sears on the mound for the Padres. He's 31-41 in his career. He was called up before this series. And Martin Perez gets the ball for the Braves. He's 6-3, has a 2.78 ERA, 23 walks, and 56 strikeouts. Ford leadoff show coming your way at 7:25 and first pitch between the Braves and the Padres, 8:40 from Petco Park in San Diego. We'll have all of it on the Braves Radio Network.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Glenn, go over that. We just got a great comment. That's good. That's a good thing. So, we got some breaking news.
Coach Bukowski at Bay High School said the HCA trainers are under contract until August the 20th, which takes in what they're doing right now.
Yeah. And then they got to get straight out.
Then they have a plan in place. What plan, we don't know. But that's
we want to hear the plan in detail.
Secret squirrel stuff, you know.
Yeah.
You need to know. You need
double
to know.
decker.
Why are you worried? We got it. Why are you worried?
Here's the thing. There's been like he said, he's mentioned there's been a cry for trainer sports medicine classes.
That'd be good.
And then, try to have the CTE addition to our curriculum. So we'll see what goes on with that. So that would be good for have them.
So they're covered to August 20. We know for sure.
Yeah, we know that for sure. So
that's good.
But anyway,
that's a good thing.
So then also right now going on, if Bear Siegel is fixing to take his annual trip to all these countries, I guess. So if you go on Facebook, if you go on Facebook and you can tell you how to support him, and then Coach Siegel and have a camp.
A tournament.
Well, what's cool about him, and we talked about this a few weeks back when Val Solorio came back and was talking about Bear. Bear's going off to school this, that, or the other, but Bear's actually taking time today and tomorrow. He's doing like a camp for youth wrestling, which, how many 18-year-olds, think like that? So I love that. Right. So I don't have all of the detail. I know it starts today. I want to say it like noon or something like that.
I think it's called his name's on it.
Yeah,
right?
Bear Siegel Wrestling Camp. But it's, anybody locally would love to learn on that. It's today and tomorrow. I do know that.
We're at North Bay Haven.
I think it's the
I asked
Bay Elite.
I asked Andy to call in. I knew I'd forget. I said call us, but he never did.
It's on Laverne Avenue there. So
yeah.
Okay.
Bay County Elite. So that's really cool that he does that.
And also, he's a referee sometimes at some types of wrestling. So
Greco. Yeah. All right, here
starting
we go.
To feel worse about myself.
We're worried about all the stuff going on in athletics, not just athletics in Bay District schools, and this would really affect Bay District schools. It's a way off, but still, it's going to come up 2030. The half-cent sales tax. I hate taxes. I don't want anything to do with taxes. But that's one I think we need.
So that you can actually get a pay raise for teachers, support people.
Just to take care of the basic
schools. Yeah, taking care of the
schools. We need to go
right.
All right, let's get going. The USA final. There's 3 different polls came out. I want to focus on just this one today. Maybe the other ones tomorrow. The reason I wanted to focus on this is USA Today coaches poll. This is what the coaches think, not what the Associated Press or ESPN or Division I American poll and baseball. I'm going to go over the records and listen to them and see what you guys think. We know the top 8 probably going to be the ones that got there, I think. But think about like Georgia Tech, where you guys would put them, because Richard Sanders was really critical of one of them. Richard, I kind of agree with you on that one. I don't think it was this one, though. And Southern Mississippi, I was kind of critical of one of them. I'm not sure it was this one. But here we go. We all know national champs Oklahoma, 43-23. They were 14-16 SEC play. They get hot at the end of the year and win the national championship. North Carolina was second. Their record was 54 and 14.
By the way, Troy had a better record against the SEC than Oklahoma did this year.
That's
How crazy
true.
is
That is true. Georgia, which was hot, they were a good team, 53-14. They were pretty good. Number 4, West Virginia, 47-14. All right, those were the Final Four, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all happy? You okay with that little argument?
Yeah.
All right, number 5, Texas, 46-15. Number 6, Alabama. They got embarrassed out there, guys. I'm a Bama guy. Should they have been number 6, 42-21?
Pretty good year. I mean, when you start getting into the poll, and I mean, look, once you're out, you're out. What's the Ricky Bobby? If you ain't first, you're last.
Okay, so y'all okay? That's what I found.
I wouldn't say I'm gonna lose any sleep over it.
All right, Ole Miss is 7th. Ole Miss is 7th.
No, they should be 107.
41 wins, 23 losses. Ole Miss is number 7 in the country, according to the coaches. They got hot at the end of the year. Who'd they beat? They beat Auburn, and they beat somebody else.
Well, I mean, they went through the regional and their super. The regional, where were they? Oh, God.
Yeah, that's right. They made
go back and look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they
went to Auburn and beat them.
Yes, but they did not host their regional. I have to go back and look, see where they went.
Okay, I'm all right with that. Number 8, Troy, 39-32. But they got there. They got hot at the end of the year. Are they the?
See, now you get into, as a season, they didn't have as good a season as the others. That being said, I mean, they did win a game out there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you put them over the Alabama and Ole Miss? I don't think won a game, correct?
No. Thank you for
yeah, but I mean, do you put them 6th? I don't. It didn't.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't matter that much. But I can see people thinking, "Wait, we won a game. We should be above the ones who didn't."
All right, let's get to.
Now hold it. Now it's got to be the body of work.
yeah, their quarterback broke his leg.
There you go.
At number 9, and I really thought they had a really good team. I picked them to win it. Auburn 42-22. They're at number 9. Number 10 UCLA 52-8. Good record. 11 Georgia. All right, okay, we got to talk about this because Richard wants us to. Georgia Tech 50-11.
That's who I picked before the regional started.
Right. What do you think right now at 11? Higher or lower?
Well, the reason I think it's fair is they finished the season number 2, right? So UCLA was ahead of them, which they are in this. And who did they lose to? Oklahoma, the national champion.
That's right, yeah.
So I don't have that big of an issue with them. I know they didn't make it to a super regional, but they did lose to the eventual national champion. So that's not that
I'm not going to make Richard mad. I'm going to say they should have been in the top 10, Richard. You heard me. I'm with you, Richard. Glenn, what do you think, Georgia Tech?
I'm kind of leaning towards what Brian said, but, you know, to have UCLA way up there, they lost 8 games. Well, the 8 one they lost is the ones that counted the most.
Yeah. By the way, Ole Miss was in the Nebraska regional, which I thought was a pretty tough
I would say I think Georgia Tech maybe move up 1 or 2 spots.
Absolutely. Love you, Richard Sanders. All right, here we go. Kansas 45-18. They come in at number 12.
You know, that's the first time I even heard anything about Kansas baseball this year.
Once again,
who beat them?
Oklahoma.
That's right.
In the super regional.
They beat the Big 12 champions.
Yeah. So they're clearly
ACC.
valuing the who you lost to in this.
All right, what about your team? Mississippi State 43-19, 13th or higher.
I mean, we went out to Georgia, who was really good. We kind of got hosed in the fact that we weren't able to host a super regional because they don't re-rank. Same with Oregon. I mean, we didn't beat Georgia in any games, so I don't know. It's probably okay, but I could understand if we were maybe 2 or 3 spots lower.
Okay. All right, we'll hold off right here.
Like I could see USC, even though they didn't have as good an overall year, they took 1 from the runners-up, North Carolina, in the Super, so I could understand them being higher.
I'm going to ask Ward real briefly when he calls us what he thinks about some of these. I know he loves baseball. There was one other thing that pretty impressive to me about the SEC, and we'll talk about that when we get Dr. Ward on here. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Steve Bike Shop, you talking about local. I want to ask Steve about all this stuff that's going on, what he feels like with the NIL destroying some of these athletic departments, which help with destroy high school athletes because they don't get a scholarship. They can't go swim anymore. But anyway, Steve's a swim coach at Mosey High School. You're talking about local, been in business in 1979. Steve's Bike Shop, the bikes are, these electrical bikes are, I can't believe the Bay Point. You get run over out there with electrical bikes. Be careful, I'm telling you. But if you want a great deal on an electrical bike, a standard bike, you new or used, you go to Steve's Bertashaw, Steve's Bike Shop. Right there across the street from Sam's on 23rd Street. I saw the legend last night. I didn't see Kyle. I saw Kyle's daddy.
Yep.
I saw the man, the myth, the legend, the Vanderbilt clan. You know, they were so successful. That family, you know, it's amazing what they have done. Their house at Biltmore is incredible. It's amazing. I love this. Judy wasn't there. I didn't see Judy, but great family.
She was
great
probably
family.
doing grandmother stuff.
Kyle Vandergriff, you get that letter from the your insurance company, you kind of freak out. They're going to drop us, the roof. So calm down. Call Kyle Vandergriff, TK Vanding, General Contracting. They'll design it. They'll build it, commercial, residential. They can do it all, not just roofs. They can build anything. Listen to Kyle every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We shall be right back, I hope, with the legend Dr. Ward, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet we can't have a cold beer on the beach.
Yeah. Then for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey man, what's Hard Rock Bet giving you players?
If you win your first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets.
$7.50. ¿Cuánto?
Whoa, was that Ronaldinho? Sounds like his first bet scored.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New customers bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Your safety and proper care of your boat in an emergency is crucial. When it comes to on-water assistance, response time is everything. And since 1996, in the Bay or on the Gulf, it's Seato. Seato's Coast Guard licensed captains are on the scene in an average of 1 hour or less. Seato gets members home or back to boating faster. Become a member today at Seato.com or call 850-234-2323.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay-down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
He did say.
Oh, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You found the Sports Talk monster. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Ooh, yeah. Welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Wednesday, 7:30. The legend. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. Do what I do. Go see Dr. Ward. You'll be fine. I got 3 of my buddies that work out with us. They go see him, and they swear by him. The guy is incredible. One time, you go in there, he operates, it's done. You don't have to go get numbed up all the time. I know that maybe doctors usually can't do that. He can. He's an incredible surgeon. He is unbelievable. Let's bring him on right now. Doc, how you doing today?
Having an excellent day. How about you fellas?
I am outstanding. Doc, we're talking about skin cancer. Tell us how they can get up to you. Where are you located?
Just give us a holler at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Water Sound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. And now I do apologize. I have to change it to 9 convenient areas.
Woo! Hey! All right.
Because we just opened a second location in Panama City Beach, this one at the Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare Medical Office Building for all of those wonderful 55 and up patients who live in Margaritaville.
Yeah. Dang, that's awesome, wow. Doc. Congratulations. That is absolutely critical. Hey, let me ask you this. What's going on? You got any breaking news? You hear anything out of South Walton baseball? You heard anything about – what about your boys? You heading down to Bradenton pretty soon or what?
Yeah, a couple of big nuggets. So Coleman Borthwick, was named first-team high school All-American. I think it might be the first-team high school All-American in Walton County history in a major sport.
That's crazy.
And he's right now at the MLB Draft Combine.
Wow. So
Yeah. He's a projected first rounder. He's committed to Auburn. It'll be, we'll get to see in the next month what he decides to do. So that's really exciting. My old son, we spent last week. And sorry, I was late to the call, but we were up in Charlotte, North Carolina, at a place called Tread Athletics, and Tread is basically a place that they'll start accepting athletes at age 14. But they focus solely on training pitchers.
Wow.
He was up there for the week, and at the end of the week, they have cheat codes for pitching up there. He hit his personal record with a 73-mile-an-hour fastball, and his spin rate on the ball is really, really good. Basically he's got an 18-inch what they call it, inverted vertical break. So he basically he's got one of those fastballs that rise on you.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty cool thing. And then he goes off to IMG in the fall. So really excited to see what the future holds for Jackson.
Was that one of the better? I don't know if the right word's camp. Is that one of the better clinics or camp, whatever you want to call it, you've been to?
Let's just say they had when we got there on Monday, they had over 100 athletes there. He was by far the youngest athlete. Most of the kids there all pitch at the college level.
Wow.
And most elite pitchers use Tread. The kid Noah Chavez from Childs, who was really good this year, goes there. Hudson Rowan, who of course he's draft eligible this year, he goes to Tread. If you've heard their name as a pitcher, they probably go to Tread.
Is that an invitation only, or is that you pay your way?
You pay your way. It's not, but really it's not that bad. It's like $500 a month. And they do remote coaching year round, and then you get to go up to Charlotte whenever you want to do in-person training.
All right.
And you want to know why baseball is getting so big? Hey, let me ask you this: talk about your boy. He's not going to be going to South Walton. He's not going to be here in Bay County. He's going down IG. How do you say it? IG Academy. IMG Academy. But they have more than one. They got multiple teams of baseball. I knew another guy, one of Mariah's nephew. Daniel went down there and pitched. He got his shoulder injury and fought through that. But they really have some high things they think is really great down there. How many different teams do you know of they have just in baseball?
Well, in their middle school program, they do 4 teams that all play in the fall. They all play against each other. And then in the spring, they kind of change it up and put the teams together based on kind of competitivity.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go play high level travel tournaments, and that's kind of what the spring is like. But I think they do like a 50-game schedule for the spring for the middle school team.
Wow.
And on the high school level, they've got like 8 or 9 teams, and those are all based on age and ability, and it's like the A team through the G team, and so obviously the A team is the high school team that you see that's ranked always in the top 10 nationally with kids that are committed to all D1 schools.
Now, let me ask you something. There's not a stupid question. If you don't know, you ask the question, and I might embarrass. Who cares? Is everybody there involved in sports? Don't you have to be involved in sports to even get in that school? Am I wrong about that or right?
Correct. Yeah, it's a sports academy, so every kid there is in one of their sporting programs. Which you name the sport, they have it.
Okay. And academically, you wouldn't send your kid down there if it wasn't a great academic school.
Oh, correct. They put kids into Ivy League schools all the time. So they pretty much cater the curriculum to the kids' ability, and then even the kids that have lower academic ability, they do what they need to do to get them eligible to go to a D1 program.
Okay. We were going over USA Today coaches poll. I kind of like that one. I like to see what the coaches think. And I don't know. Do you know what we went over the top 13? Mississippi State was 13th. Did you know the top 8, Doc? You want me to give them to you real quick?
What was it? Were we talking? Are we talking baseball?
Baseball, yeah. There's the final poll for the
final,
year.
The final one, yeah. I know my Gators ended up around 15 or 16.
19th. 19th in U.S. There's 3 major polls they go with: All-American, D1, and I even think ESPN's got one. But Florida went 41-21. They're ranked 19th. FSU was 18th with 40-19 record, and this is embarrassing. They just disrespected Southern Mississippi. They were 17th, 40-19. They should be in the top 10. Texas A&M was ranked ahead of Florida. They were 16th, 41-16. USC was 15th, 48-18. Then you had Oregon at 14th, 43-18, and we just talked about Mississippi State at 13th with a 43-19 record. What do you think generally? Is it okay? I mean, it really doesn't matter, but I do wonder about what the coaches think.
Yeah, I like D1 baseball better. I'll just go, dude. I can't see a poll where you put a team that swept a team in the regular season, and then ended up at the same point in the college baseball playoffs. Putting Florida State ahead of Florida makes absolutely zero sense, and that's probably the only poll where it ended up like that, because I know the D1 baseball poll had Florida ahead of Florida State.
Take that, Glenn.
Yeah. Here, let me give you some stuff, Coach. I would have had Oregon probably a spot or 2 higher than Mississippi State because they were higher going into the tournament. They both hosted regionals, got through. They both went out to very similar teams, so I'd have them there. And to your point about Southern Miss, why they dropped, they hosted a regional and lost to a 4 seed who then proceeded to get swept in the Super.
You're breaking up.
So if you're wondering, I'm guessing they might have viewed that.
Turn his mic off.
Third in Mississippi again, pal.
But they didn't mean to. It was an accident. I watched both those games they lost to. They gave it away with errors. I mean, they gave the thing away.
Well, that's part of the game.
I know it.
It's like, well, they'd have won if they'd have scored more than the other team.
Yeah.
How about them Oklahoma Sooners?
Oh, wow.
I mean, they finished the SEC with a losing record.
Yeah.
Seeded 11th in the SEC tournament. Go out the very first game in the SEC tournament, and then get on a heater and knock out Georgia Tech, knock out Georgia, and then just except for the second game, I mean except for the second game against North Carolina, they just beat the heck out of everybody.
And you know what's crazy is maybe 3 weeks before the end of the season, there was actually a little bit of worry they might be playing themselves out of getting into the tournament at all.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Hey, we own it. How many is that now?
So
6
we
years?
have won 7 straight championships.
Coastal Carolina's only on,
well,
right?
No, it was Oregon State, but 8 of the last 9 if you go back to Florida. Of those 8 of the last 9, it's been 7 different teams.
That's crazy.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
LSU has won twice in that span. So you had Florida in 17. Oregon State beat Arkansas in 18, so we could have won that. Vandy won in 19, Mississippi State in 21, Ole Miss in 22, LSU in 23 and 25, Tennessee won it in 24, and then Oklahoma this year. It's amazing.
Unbelievable. It just means more. It just means
But
more.
there has been an SEC team in the championship final every year since 2016. That was the last time it didn't happen.
All right, Doc, let's talk about skin cancer. I know for females, breast cancer, skin cancer, the 2 most common things they get. You have got to take care of yourself. What can we do to help prevent skin cancer? Because when you get older, you pay for what you did when you're younger. And what can we do to prevent it? And if we need to be checked out, where can we go and who do we see?
So to prevent skin cancer, you got to protect yourself from the sun. Wear protective clothing when you can. If you have exposed skin, put on your sunscreen. And if you go get in the water or you get sweaty and towel off, you have to reapply. If you do see something that doesn't look right or feel right, don't wait. Go get it checked out. Give us a holler at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 9 area locations.
Say it twice.
Panama City, 2 Panama City Beach locations, Water Sound, Santa Rosa Beach, Bonifay, Defuniak, or Mariana.
He is the best. I'm telling you, go get it checked out. Don't put it off. We all love Mexican food. Man, we're so pumped up about this. We used to have to drive over there by the mall in town all the time to get that great Mexican food. Pepper's Mexican Grill. We finally got one in Panama City Beach. Panama City Beach Parkway. Great place to have birthday parties. Don't forget all military, 10% discount. Buy one, get one free. House margaritas, draft beer. I love those people out there. Great food, great atmosphere. Go check it out. Tell them Coach sent you. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski makes it happen. Jason comes on every Tuesday and Friday. Matter of fact, he'll be with us tomorrow. Jason Kovaleski, the man, the myth, the legend. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is designed specifically for sports fanatics like you. The sports content you demand is always on. Live stream our national and local sports talk anywhere you go. Reach us on all social media. You can also be a part of the show. Call and text into our studios. Plus, up-to-the-minute weather and traffic maps. The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is available at the Apple Store and Google Play.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, mostly sunshine and 88. Mostly clear skies tonight, a little cooler at 78. Tomorrow, a chance of thunderstorms in the morning and afternoon, but otherwise some sun and a high of 86. About the same at 87 Friday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Dr. Ward's with us this morning. Hey, if you have any issues with that skin, you want to get it checked out anyway, especially when you get up there in age. You get over 40, you should be getting checked out. Stay out of the tanning beds. I've heard war stories about that thing. You do not want to be in there. You'll damage your skin big time. The biggest thing I can say, 3 different men were working out together. All 3 of us didn't even know it. We've been operating on by Dr. Ward, and the other 3 guys were just going crazy about him. He is the best. It's not even close. I believe me. I've had it cut on down in Cape Coral, Florida, Lee County, and up here, big time difference. I got the best right here in Bay County, and that is Dr. Well, matter of fact, he's throughout the whole panhandle of Florida. Doc, a question. They came up with the big three. When I say the big three, I'm talking about baseball, football, and basketball, so-called the major sports in college athletics, anywhere. Current champs by each SEC team. There's only one. I don't know if you can name the school. There's only one. You could say it's the best overall athletic school in the country or in the SEC. There's only one school that's done it since 2000, win a national championship in all three. What school is it?
It's your Florida Gators.
Yes, it is. Good, great. I didn't know you knew that. Great job.
Oh, please.
Oh my God.
You are the winner. You are the winner.
You ever hear a T-ball?
Now, do you want to double or do you want to stay? Here's your question. What years did the Florida Gators win it in college football? What years did they win 3 in basketball? And what year did they win it in baseball? Dr. Ward, do you want to try this question and double your?
Oh, dude, it's super easy. Yeah, they won football in 06 and 08.
Correct.
They won basketball in 07, 08, and last year, 2025. And they won baseball in 2017.
Okay, I'm going to give you a lifeline because you did a great job, but you missed one. They won a football championship and basketball championship in the same year. And it wasn't 2008. When was it?
I'm sorry. It's a basketball would have been 06 and 07.
You are correct. You are correct. $200,000. Great job. Great job.
That's in Monopoly money, by the way.
This is not even close. I mean, you can really argue. This
See,
is
as
the
a
best
Mississippi
athletic
State
department in the
fan,
country.
as a Mississippi State fan, there's no way I could get confused about ours. I don't have multiple to sift through. Doc's got to sift through a lot of different ones here.
All right, going through this, out of 16 SEC schools, 13 have won a national championship. This is incredible. 13 has won a national championship either in football, basketball, and baseball. All right, which school has the most national championships in football? Dr. Ward. Jeez. And Dr. Ward only.
Gosh.
And that's the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
Yes, sir. And I'll hold off the years that happened the next segment.
Because we're not going to count the Wonder Bread ones.
The next school we'll talk about won a national championship in football. Won. And this since 2000, okay? What school is it? They play Florida in a big game. I think it's going to be a big game this year in football.
Auburn?
You are correct. 2010, the Auburn Tigers wins the national championship. That's the only one they won, not baseball.
And then they fired the coach.
With a paid-for quarterback.
They fired the coach about 2 yeah, that's true. All right, there's another school that won 2 national championships in football. They did it back-to-back. What school is it?
Georgia.
Good job. What years? All right, this is even tougher. What years did Georgia win the national championship back-to-back?
Was it 21-22?
Yes, sir, it was. This guy growing. He's doing a good job. All right, this school is known for basketball, but they only won 1 national championship since 2000.
Kentucky.
God, good job. What year did they do it? Do you know that?
Maybe like 2015.
You're close.
2014.
You're close. 2012. Good job.
Yeah, it was with Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Unbelievable. All right. This school is you talking about a great athletic department? They won it in football. They won it in baseball. Matter of fact.
LSU.
Here you go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Football. They won it with Nick Saban, Les Miles, Coach O. 3 national championships, 2019, 07, and 03. LSU, 3 national championships. We could argue how great they are in all athletics, except for baseball.
Actually, I think they got 4 baseball championships during that time.
Yes, they do, sir. Yes, sir. 2000, 09, 2023, and 2025.
Yep.
A total of 7. They have more national championships, I think, any other school in the SEC since 2000. LSU. Who's got a better department, LSU or Florida? Now, Florida did it in 3 different sports. LSU's got 7 national championships. How many does Florida have? Florida has, yes.
5?
Yes, 6.
6.
6. But they've got it. Who would you give it to, LSU or Florida? But they've got it in all 3 of them. LSU doesn't. LSU didn't have it in basketball.
Well, when you look at the big 3, you got to give the nod probably to LSU. But when you look at every sport, I think Florida is we've got like track and field and golf and tennis. I mean, we got national championships
everywhere.
Like everywhere.
Yeah.
LSU's probably stronger in the big 3.
Well, I still think it's crazy impressive that LSU has won 3 different national championships in football with 3 different coaches like that in that time frame.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The only one that didn't do it was Brian Kelly, and they fired him. I don't know, Doc. I'm going to say Florida's got it because they won it in basketball, and LSU's basketball has been terrible. They didn't win it in basketball, so I'm sticking with Florida.
They're spending too much time in court instead of on the court in basketball.
There you go, yeah.
All right. One school has 1 national championship from a small state. It's just in baseball. Who is it?
South Carolina.
No. And Brian Mutton loved this school.
Why am I going first? I want the other school across the state to go first.
In 2021, who was it?
2021 was that was Ole Miss, right?
No.
No, that was Mississippi State.
Yeah. There you go. Mississippi State.
There you go.
All right. This school has a national championship a long time ago. Matter of fact, that happened in, I'll give you a lifeline, 2000. They also won it in baseball. What school is it? They were pretty hot at the end of this year.
The trick, Doc, I'll give you a help. The trick is the football was not won while in the SEC.
Good job.
That's probably, is that Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, yes, sir. Oklahoma, 2000 national champs. Baseball this year, national champs. So they got 2. This school.
Interesting factoid. Both of their national championships were won by the score of 13-2.
Were they really?
So they've won 3, but you have to go way back to the 50s for the first one. But I do think that's right on the last one. That was in, 94, 95, somewhere in there?
They beat their football national championship with Bob Stoops was one of the...
Oh, that one. Yes.
One of the worst games you'll ever watch.
Oh, it was terrible.
They beat Florida State and Chris Winkie 13-2 in the Fiesta Bowl.
I remember that.
That's right. Yeah. That was an awful game.
And then they beat North Carolina.
That's funny. I didn't even think about
on
that.
Monday night, 13-2.
Wow.
All right, Doc, let's go. We got to go. The next one, baseball national champs, 2022.
Yeah, move on.
We all
move
hate
on.
We all
move
hate
on.
this
Nothing
school.
to see here.
Who is it? I've never liked this school.
Hotty toddy.
Yes, it is. Ole Miss. You play at Southern Mississippi, you don't like Ole Miss.
Couldn't even give us bragging rights for a year.
All right, Doc, you mentioned this school earlier, and I said no. I said about a small state. They won the national championship in baseball twice, 2010, 2011. Who is this school?
South Carolina.
You're correct.
And played for it in 12.
And the great Steve Spurrier coached there. He just got put in the Hall of Fame, by the way. All right, this school... Big rivalry of one of my favorite teams, all-time teams. They won it in the national championship in baseball.
Ugh.
They won the national championship, but not in 2000, the year before.
So it doesn't count.
Who is it? They didn't count. Tennessee volunteer.
Yeah.
Great job. Great job. We're down to 2 more teams from the SEC that's won national championships. They won it in football. They had a Heisman Trophy winner that year. They won it in baseball. In 2002 and 2005, what school am I?
Texas.
Dang, good job. The Texas Longhorns, 3 national championships. And this school, national championship, 2 national championships. They were both in baseball. What school am I?
one more baseball.
Not one. They won 2.
Yeah, but one more school.
One more school. Last one. 13 out of 16.
There's a local tie-in to this.
Dun, 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 dun.
One of their best players was from here.
Vanderbilt.
Yes, good job.
Yeah,
Doc.
Vandy won 2.
Man, that's awesome. You're a winner. What door do you choose? 1, 2, or 3?
So that leaves 3.
What 3 does not win?
I can think of 2. I'm stumping myself on the third
Missouri.
one. Missouri A&M.
Missouri A&M and
Kentucky.
No, they won
Kentucky
basketball.
won one.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm stuck on the third one. Or did James not count right?
Missouri. Let me go back and recap. Hey Doc, real quick. What's the best way to get up with you?
Arkansas.
There you go. That's right.
Wait a minute.
Hey! I'm gonna give a shout out to one of your other sponsors that you already mentioned. But hey, if you got a young athlete looking to perform their best, they got to feed their body. Jason Kovalevsky, Max Fit Sports Nutrition will get your young athlete right. He's done it for my son. He'll do it for your athlete too.
All right, Doc. We'll talk. Hey, we're off next week for the 4th. We'll talk to you 2 weeks from today. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Doc, real quick. What time you want me over there on the 4th?
You can come over whenever, but I won't be there.
All right, buddy.
That's what time Doc calls the police.
Everybody wants the yard looking great for the holidays coming up. You might be having a big cookout, whatever. You got time. You better call Turf Pro right now. Patrick, you see local? Yeah, you better believe it. His daughter's a beautiful cheerleader at Mosley High School. His son's going to be going to Mosley High School. Great family. Turf Pro Pest Control #1. You got your bugs in the yard, in the house. You want any more? Turf Pro Pest Control. Give Patrick a call. And listen to Patrick every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Hey, look, we don't want to bring the boat into a marina and spend all that money. I want somebody to come to the house. Call Jermaine Allen. Give him a call today, 850-851-4134. That number again is 850-851-4134. Florida, Maine. They'll come out. They'll take care of all your problems. You don't have to leave your home. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. What you've been waiting on is coming. Roll Tide.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the sports talk and live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, mostly sunshine and 88. Mostly clear skies tonight, a little cooler at 78. Tomorrow, a chance of thunderstorms in the morning and afternoon, but otherwise some sun and a high of 86. About the same at 87 Friday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
DraftKings Sports is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Florida. The whole world is watching one tournament right now. Group stage chaos, knockout drama, stoppage time heartbreak. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in Florida. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage is in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up now with code NWFlorida. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards. That's code NWFlorida in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings. Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVOQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida. He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
These men need inspiration.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
They're motivated by Vicodin and Road Skank.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bring back Jackie Wayne.
There you go.
Here we go, baby. Crank that baby up. Here we go.
Hand over your heart, Glenn.
Let's do it. Come on, Glenn.
Face Nick Saban. That's
Love
not
it.
your heart.
Love it. Love it. Roll.
Hey, Alabama.
Tide. Roll. Yes, Steve Seagrass. Roll Tide, baby. He come up to me.
Did he get on to you?
Had that Roll Tide. I listen to that Auburn update. That's how I mention you all the time on that Auburn update. But anyway, we got a lot of Auburn Tigers in Panama, Florida, a lot of Bama, a lot of SEC, all the teams represented here. And I was surprised how many Big Ten people listen all the time. I get hit up at some of these restaurants about the Big Ten.
They call that infestation.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We got the military bases everywhere. I get it.
love it.
They love listening to Jim and Jason about the Buckeyes. Either they hate the Ohio State or they love them. A lot of Michigan people here. But right now we're going to talk about Stevenson Air Conditioning. All you SEC, Big Ten, ACC, Big 12, all you fans out there, you all know it's hot, and you're having a hard time cooling down that house. All you got to do is call a local company that will do an incredible job, and they don't try to take every penny out of your pocket. Call Jason at Stevenson Air Conditioning. Debbie will set you an appointment. They'll come out. They'll service it. It's going to run better, and it's going to get cool, and you'll save money. You can't beat that. If you got an old one, get rid of it. Bite the bullet. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. Go local. They're not going to try to steal every penny out of your pocket, and it'll be the best decision you ever made. It's the best one for me, Dr. Chad Mitchell, Jason Covalessi, his stores, his home. It's amazing. Everybody uses Stevenson Air Conditioning. So should you. All right, Alabama. Let's start with this today. You know, we just went over that list, national championship SEC teams. When's the last time Alabama's won a national championship in one of the big three sports? Does anybody know in this room? I do.
Yeah.
What year, Brian?
2020.
You are correct, sir. Last time, that's embarrassing. All the way back to 2020 is the last time we won a national championship. Nick Saban was the coach. Your signing class won a national championship every single year. It's like every 2 or 3 years they win a national championship. I think those days are over. Even for the SEC, I think those days are over because the Big Ten has taken over. The last 3 national championships has been by the Big Ten. Who was the last SEC school to win a national championship in football?
Georgia.
Say again? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Georgia.
You are correct. The Georgia Bulldog. What year?
23, 22.
22, yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
By the way, the funny thing about the way you phrased the thing earlier, for the last time we won a championship in the Big Three, we've never won one in basketball or baseball.
Well,
It's literally only football.
We have in baseball, but we never have in basketball.
Haven't won one in baseball either.
We didn't win a national championship in baseball?
Nope. Been there 3 times, I think. Never
Softball.
won.
Oh, my God.
Softball.
How embarrassing. I didn't know that. Please don't correct me. All right, here we go. Alabama. What's the number? This is where I'm going to go.
BR 549.
I'm going this way. I'm going to go this way with it. All-time bowl appearances by each SEC school. Where is Alabama ranked, and what is the number?
God.
For 500, Glenn Manley.
The rank's pretty easy.
The rank's 1.
You're correct. For 1,000, what is the number? How many bowl games?
How many bowl games?
Yes.
35.
Bonus question. What university has the most bowl appearances in the history of college football?
FSU.
Alabama.
Well,
FSU
duh.
hasn't been around long enough.
Brian, what's the number? How many bowl games Alabama played in? It's a lot. It is.
56.
80. Alabama, national record.
I didn't realize the Poulon Weed Eater Bowl was around in the 20s.
That's a lot of football now. That's why Bama's the greatest football program in college football. Number 2, what's the second team? And it's close.
You know what, though? I bet all these playoff games count as bowls.
Yeah.
What is the second place team in SEC? It just changed recently. It used to be one school, and they were really good back in the day, and this other team has passed them.
All right, wait. Point of clarification. Are we counting bowl games from when teams before they were members of the SEC or only since they've been in?
We are counting SEC member schools. And
So-
that is Texas. That is Oklahoma.
Okay. So before they were
which I was
members,
hoping
those
you wouldn't
count.
think about
Yeah,
that
all
because
right.
I can.
Well, that matters.
Yeah.
So if that's the case,
Who do you think number 2 is?
it might be Texas. Hell, it might be Oklahoma.
Glenn?
I would, honestly, I'd probably go Oklahoma over Texas.
Gosh, when you just go way back with Darryl Royal and all those guys.
Yeah, but Bud Wilkinson.
Yeah, Bud Wilkinson. Yeah, I'll go Oklahoma
All right,
also.
Brian stole my who'd you go with?
I said Oklahoma.
Did you go
too.
Oklahoma or Texas?
He said
Well,
Oklahoma.
I changed it to Oklahoma. Is it Texas? Make your sound.
Well,
That's all you live for. There you
You
go.
were good at first. All right, but you're wrong. Okay, he said Texas, right? You said Oklahoma?
He said, then he changed to Oklahoma.
It's fine.
Okay, we got Texas. All right, but here's the deal. They were there. Georgia has passed them. Georgia has
Wow.
64
Wouldn't have thought
bowl
that.
appearances.
Right.
Georgia Bulldogs. Texas is at 63 at number 3.
Wow.
Who's number 4?
But Oklahoma.
You are correct. How many does Oklahoma? Oh, they're tied with another school. They're
60.
actually tied with 3 schools.
62.
No, the correct number is 58. What are the 3 schools? You
All
got-
SEC you're talking
yeah,
about?
you got Oklahoma. Who are the other
I
2
don't want to
schools?
say one of them because I think it's them.
I think you're right.
LSU.
Tennessee.
All right, you guys are perfect.
Ugh.
Oklahoma, LSU,
That just shows you
Tennessee,
bowls are charity.
58 bowl appearances, tied for number 4. Who's number 5? Who's 5th? Glenn, you hate this team, I think.
Florida.
Yes.
Glenn said we already said Alabama.
Yeah. The Florida Gators, actually, I thought
Yeah.
Auburn would be next. It was Florida. Florida's got 50 bowl appearances. Who's number 6? You should know this, Glenn.
Auburn.
Yes, Auburn, 47. Who is 7th?
Well, not Vanderbilt. We know that.
No. Not
7th.
Now, back in the day, they'd won national championship.
Arkansas.
Arkansas, yes. Arkansas
Yeah.
have been to bowl 45 times. Next, they got all the money in the world. They're at number 8. Who is it? Bear Bryant
Texas
coached them.
ATM.
Yes, sir. Texas A&M. At number 9, back in the day, they were a power. They just had a great year this year. Who is it? At 43 bowl games, 43 bowl appearances.
Oh, Ole Miss?
Ole Miss
Yeah.
Rebels. All right, I didn't know this. They had been to 38 bowl games. They beat Alabama back in the 60s. I believe it was the Liberty Bowl or the Gator Bowl. I can't remember. It was the Liberty or Gator. I remember watching that game and being really disappointed because they beat Bama pretty good. What school am I?
Is that Missouri?
Yes, sir. It sure is. Good job, Brian. Missouri, 38 bowl appearances. At number 11, you ought to know this, with 28 bowl games. Who am I?
We've actually been to that many?
Yeah.
Mississippi State. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good job. We're down to the last 3. The last 3. You got to choose between Kentucky, Vandy, or South Carolina. Who's next out of those 3?
South Carolina.
You are correct. What's the number? How many bowl games?
39.
The last one was 28.
I'd still say 39. I mean, it's new math.
Glenn?
No.
Just show your work and you're fine.
Don't talk anymore. Brian,
what do they call that?
20
Common Core?
That's
There
right.
you
Common,
go.
25.
close, 26. South Carolina's been to 26 bowl games. Thank you, Coach Spurrier, for the ones you brought them to. All right, you got the last 2. Kentucky, 23, and Vandy. How many's Vandy been to?
7.
Higher.
14.
Lower.
12.
Lower.
11.
Y'all are incredible. Great job. 11. You got it right, man. Unbelievable.
Just tune in to the Three Stooges. That's what you.
Y'all actually did pretty
good. The funny
good.
thing, if you're young and you saw what Vandy's done like the last 2 years or something like that, you think, wow, this is great. When I lived in Nashville, I worked, and when I say directly across the street from the football stadium, I'm not kidding. Directly across the street from the football stadium. They always played at 11 on Jefferson Pilot. I could get to work at 10:30 a.m. and not have to leave early. Like, that's how bad Vandy
The
football
other teams
was.
had more fans there than they did.
Always.
Especially when Alabama
Always.
would pack it out.
Yeah, Georgia did too.
You never had to plan for a football game. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break and talk about some of our great sponsors right now. That is your Alabama Update, brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason's incredible. I love that man. Debbie, all of them, family-owned. They take a lot of pride in what they do. You don't even think about another company. Don't waste your money on some national brand. Go local. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you always. All right, let's talk about my buddies Russ, Amber, and Patrick. We love them. Wonderful people. Glenn, is your name on the wish list down at David Adams Designer Jewelry?
Absolutely.
Put your name up there, what you want. I'm going to go in and see what Glenn wants. It might get him that earring, what he wants or whatever.
Another belly ring.
They're right down the street from our good friends, Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. But go check it out. They also buy jewelry. They buy gold, silver. They'll give you a good deal. Russ, Aaron, Patrick, we love you guys. Thank you for everything you do. Y'all guys are absolutely incredible. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Today is the day. Only on Wednesday. It's going to be packed out at lunch. It's going to be packed out tonight. The world-famous J. Michael Spaghetti. Now, all you people down here for your vacation, yes, that shrimp is incredible. That seafood's unbelievable. They got it for you there. You ask anybody out there, ice, cold, crystal ice, beer, draft beer. You won't get better beer anywhere than J. Michael. The money he spent on those lines and the way they get him cleaned all the time is incredible. Go check out, and their steaks, burgers, pork chops are incredible. Everything right there at the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. We had Dr. Ward bragged on Jason Kovaleski.
Yep,
you got a son and
absolutely.
daughter want to get an edge, what to eat, what not to eat, creatine, what to take, what not to take. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 23rd Street, Pier Park. We'll be right back with a little bit about Auburn, very little, and a lot about FSU. Be right back.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We can go to a youth sporting event, drink, and you know how they can get when they don't get their way? Man, that can create a problem.
In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
The day and age we live in with parents going crazy, getting in fights. I don't see alcohol making that any better.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
5 minutes can save your life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, mostly sunshine and 88. Mostly clear skies tonight, a little cooler at 78. Tomorrow, a chance of thunderstorms in the morning and afternoon, but otherwise some sun, and a high of 86. About the same at 87 Friday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, home for the most popular drink specials in town and now on the beach. Enjoy 2-for-1 house margaritas and draft beer all day, every day. 10% off on Military Mondays, and Tuesdays kids eat free with an adult. Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, now with 2 locations. Back Beach next to Home Depot and Highway 77.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to ESPNPC.com. Bruh.
I'd like to introduce.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
Milk was a bad choice.
If I could just have your attention.
60% of the time, it works every time.
If anyone wants to switch jobs, let me know.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
I have many leather-bound books.
At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
There you go. Prop that thing up. Whoa. And I also saw Coach Brown likes those War Eagles.
Yep.
Elizabeth, Craig, and Steven Seegers. They love them Tigers, baby. War Eagle. Auburn update, Beef O'Grady's Lynn Haven. You want a great meal today, 10 wings inside for $9.99. You can't beat that. They treat you like family. They always got a smile on their face. Of course, Pat Perno's the city commissioner for Lynn Haven. Does an incredible job.
Right.
But his restaurant's second to none. Go check it out. Watch all the professional baseball games, soccer matches, whatever you want to watch over there. You want a great place to have a birthday party. You got a huge party you want at your house. That's not a problem. Call Pat.
There you go.
Give your order how many wings you want or whatever else you want. It'll be waiting there right for you, warm and hot and ready to go. Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. Now, you want to have a great time. I saw him last night. He is still beautiful. I'll say it. John McVay's beautiful.
Yeah.
He looks like he can still play. He plays racquetball all the time. Very competitive guy. Him and Charlotte always give back to the community. Get out to one of the 4 newbies. Have a great time. Newbie 2 is on Curve. It's a place to go watch all sporting events. Head on down to the mothership. Charlotte's got lined up some great bands all summer long. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. Glenn, Auburn baseball, as far as the coaches poll concerned, they finished 6th in the country, number 9th in the country. I was really disappointed because I thought they were going to win it all. I picked them to win it all. They didn't. But they had a great year. War Eagle, I think they're going to be really good next year. Everybody's going to wait and see what happened with Nick's boy over in South Walton. Does he go to Auburn or does he go professional? Everybody kind of thinks he's going to go professional. Last time Auburn, we talking about last time SEC schools won championships. Auburn's last national championship was in football, 2010. And Glenn, I'm going to turn it over to you now. Let's talk. I'll come back to Auburn if we have time, but right now let's jump into FSU. We got Mark McLeod 8:30 coming on, so we got to change things up today. What do you have on?
Well, first,
the mighty Florida State Seminoles.
First of all, we were talking baseball this morning really early, and we forgot to have Coach Todd Harlison here, the baseball expert. So, apologize to him. And then, of course, we had quite a few other baseball coaches in Bay County we could have had on, but we stuck with you. So, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Listen, I'll go through football because they had a big weekend this past weekend with people coming in to visit, and they actually signed a guy. I'm going to slaughter his last name, but he's a 3-star linebacker. He's a C.J. Obabuma or something like that.
Remember, just say it fast.
Yeah, Obabuma.
There you go.
So there you go. But he committed to FSU over Virginia Tech, Louisville, and Kansas. He's 6 foot, 205 pounds. Fits Coach White's defense where you can stand up or you can be down. So he graded out 86 from 247 Sports. He's a 12th commitment for 2027. He's the 3rd linebacker commit. So the Jannard Albright and Ulrich Johnson are the other 2. And then we had some people visit that we have really good chances on that they left and had great things to say about FSU. They did not exactly commit, but we're in the running for all 5 of these. So these are guys for 2027. Cornerback Isaiah Vickers, he said Coach Blue Adams, who is the linebacker coach, is intense. His intensity stands out and makes everybody around him want to be intense, and he really likes that. 4-star linebacker Shamar Evans said Coach Sims stays in the contact with me daily, stays in contact, and he said that means a lot. He said there's no sympathy. He tells it like it is. That's real refreshing to hear exactly what coaches have to say instead of, going around, beating around the bush. FSU's in contention with Alabama, LSU, Tennessee, Florida. And so those are his top, besides FSU, that's his top schools. Ryan Peterson, 4-star linebacker. He says Coach Sims preaches heart. It's relevant in life, and he's a leader of men. And he likes the way we do things, and he said Texas A&M, Florida, FSU, LSU, and Georgia, those are his priorities. So we'll see what goes on that. And 4-star running back Dylan Powell, this is one of the guys we really need. He is wowed by the new facility, the Christian background of all the coaches, and Coach Martin, who's the running back coach, is makes him a leader and the priority of his choosing the school. So, and then tight end Xavier Brinson likes the coach Thompson, who is the tight ends coach. He likes the FSU scheme of how they're going to use the tight end. Also, the preparation they put in for tight ends to go to the NFL. So they're all going on with that. And we just picked up to another pitcher in the softball. So they have more wins, and also some of the batters have more home run percentage than we've had in the past. So they're building up that, and we'll see what goes on with all that. So everybody's building, and Luke, their basketball coach, has just picked up another guy, and they started their summer league playing and everything. So he's really excited about all the people showing up there. And then they just finished the camp for football, so I can think they're in the dead zone for a couple of weeks. So we'll see what goes on with that, and hopefully we've got more money for the NIL deal than we've had in the past, and so we'll see what goes on with all that stuff. So good things to FSU, and so hopefully this football season, we'll look up how many days the football season, do we know?
I have no idea.
70-something, I think. Anyway, but get out there and support FSU.
All right, I just got this. I don't know here's the only thing I can answer this question. Talking about the water pressure. Yeah, water line's still being repaired. Water has been restored. Local businesses and residents may be experiencing low water pressure. Yeah, they're still working on the pipes as we speak, but you got water, so be happy for that. Restaurants, everything's back open and things like that. You'll experience low pressure, and also don't forget to boil your water just to be safe.
See, there you go, lowering expectations again. Just be happy you have water.
That's right.
When I grew up in Montgomery, Alabama, we didn't have water. Water wasn't invented yet.
I walked 20 miles in the snow barefoot back in the day. All right.
You should have scooped.
And yet at the same time, it was still 95 degrees.
Yeah. Auburn gets a big commitment from Deshaun Hall. This kid's from Prattville, Alabama, a really good football player. 4-star receiver. Everybody was after him. Alabama not going there. It really became down, not Alabama, it came down between Penn State and Auburn. And I'm telling you, if you pay attention to what's going on at Auburn, you ought to feel really good. His recruiting is knocking out of the ballpark. So is Florida. Florida, Auburn, the surprise across the board. Alabama's recruiting is last in the SEC right now. That's not a good thing. I don't care how you spin it; it's not good.
How you get a choice between going up to the freezing north or playing in a warm temperature.
In this day and age, this is perfect. You sit back, you let every other school determine and show you who the good players are. They're your scouting group, and then you just go and pick them off from them.
There you go.
That's
Lane
perfect.
Kiffin, are you talking about LSU?
Oh, Auburn likes you. Okay. Yeah. We don't have to do any work on you. I'll come pick you away.
That is interesting you say that, because LSU's not high right now. Of course, they spend so much money in the roster they have now. They're going to focus on just trying to keep those guys for the next couple of years. Alabama did kind of copy what Ohio State did. They kept him. But I'm telling you what, this Golis guy, I've told you, I watched him at Tennessee. His offense is outstanding. I watched what he did at South Florida when he went into Bryant-Denny against Saban's defense, what he did at home against Saban. Should have probably beat Alabama down there. Auburn hired the right guy. I believe in this guy. I think he can do some great things. But recruiting, you can't ask for what's going on in Auburn right now. Again, the great player from Prattville High School commits to Auburn, Deshaun Hall. Now, they got to sign him. Just because they admit doesn't mean anything.
Right.
We'll see what happens in the future. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Love all of our – I tell you, I do. I love all of them. John McVay, love you, brother. Charlotte, think the world of her. Jermaine Allen, great guy. But also – don't forget about – who did I just forget about? Don't forget about who did I just forget about? Pepper's Mexican Grill. Don't forget, we got one down there in Panama City. Now we finally got one in Panama City Beach, right near Arnold High School, Panama City Beach Parkway. I tell you what, they remodeled that place. It's gorgeous inside. Great place to have birthday parties. All you military people, every Monday, 10% discount. Buy one, get one free, draft beer. And
Great
House
salsa, too.
House margaritas. Food down there is incredible. And don't forget about Newbies. John Sharp, love you. 4 great locations. Now, you used to tell me the Booze and Brew was your favorite.
Yeah.
Now, what is it?
Now it's the Blue Building on Bayview.
St. Andrews.
St.
Go check
Andrews,
it out.
yep.
You'll be glad you did. Also, don't forget about TK Vandy Roofing and General Contract. They design it, they build it, commercial, residential. Kyle Vandergrift, listen to him every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has turned up the power.
I'm getting an ostrich, Spot Captain.
From Port St. Joe to Panama City to Fort Walton Beach, the biggest sports signal in the Panhandle.
If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your safety and proper care of your boat in an emergency is crucial. When it comes to on-water assistance, response time is everything. And since 1996, in the Bay or on the Gulf, it's SeaTow. SeaTow's Coast Guard licensed captains are on the scene in an average of 1 hour or less. SeaTow gets members home or back to boating faster. Become a member today at SeaTow.com or call 850-234-2323.
Take the hassle out of pool ownership with Tropical Spas and Pools. Their weekly pool cleaning service covers it all. Water testing, chemicals, brushing, vacuuming, and a full equipment checkup, so you can just relax and enjoy. Ready to upgrade your backyard? They specialize in hot tub spas from entry level to executive models, starting at $6,599. Plus, above ground pools like an 18-foot round starting at just $4,295. Visit Tropical Spas and Pools, 3612 West 23rd Street in Panama City.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
A lot more excitement is yet to come.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The great Mark McLeod. Go Gators.
Yeah.
Mark, how you doing this morning, buddy?
Hey, doing well, guys. Good morning.
Great to have you on. Appreciate you spending time with us. Mark, what's the best way to keep up with you?
McLeod Live, MCLEOD Live. We've got some stuff got to get going on Blitz Sports Radio, and then we'll morph it over to SECblitz.com.
Oh, I thought it was just local police would keep up.
That's pretty good. My picture hasn't been in the post office recently, so that's good.
Mark, we got before we get. Brian's got some baseball stuff for you and some eligibility questions, but I want to ask you about this. We were talking with Dr. Ward earlier, and he loves the Florida Gators. And since 2000, in fact, I don't know many teams have ever done this before. We were talking about overall athletic department in the Big Three now, the Big Three. We're talking about baseball, football, and basketball. There's only one school in the SEC that's done it since 2000, and that's the Florida Gators. They have a total in those sports 6 national championships. We were going back and forth who had the best athletic department since 2000. Well, LSU had 7 national championships, but they did not have one in baseball. In basketball. So I overrode Dr. Ward. I gave it to Florida. He was trying to be fair and balanced. He gave it to LSU because they had one more national championship. But if you're talking about the 3 big sports and you don't have a championship in it, and Florida does, isn't that more important when you're talking about the 3? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what Florida basketball has done. They went through a rough patch. They really did. After Billy Donovan, things were a little rough, but they got the guy Todd Golden, and goodness gracious, look at what he's done. Won a national championship. They were right there last year, and now this year they've got their the entire front court back. You got Boogie back. We'll see what happens, Denzel, but there's a lot of optimism for Florida basketball. Most all of the analysts that I've seen posting in, I want to say, the last 30 to 45 days, they're saying Florida is probably going to be number one in the AP poll when the season begins. And you look at baseball, there's some real issues there right now. But I think when you look at what Florida's done, I mean, you get Aiden King back, the SEC Pitcher of the Year. Caden McDonald's going to be back for Florida, and he had a good year last year, should be much better this next year. And then you signed the freshman All-American, Trey Morris, the lefty, out of Oregon State, who had the lowest whip in the nation, 0.83, and he had a 1.98 ERA with a 7-0 record as a freshman. So, again, Florida, you could see Florida going righty, lefty, righty, and they've got a lot of work to do because they lost 10 kids in the transfer portal. They lost 4 of their 5 lefties, but you bring one in here in Morris. You got Maddox McDougal from Jacksonville State. You've got a good infielder in Kyle McDaniel from Utah Tech, a little Utah Tech, who hit 340 this past year and only 27 Ks. And all those 8 at-bats, he only had 27 Ks. So you got a guy that's going to put the ball in play. And again, Sully's got a lot of work to do, but he's already bringing in some good people. There's some others as well, getting John Embury from Florida Gulf Coast, who's a terrific defensive catcher and handles pitchers really well. That's going to be a major point for Florida. And they got a few other pitchers from the bullpen back. And, they had a pretty good pitching staff for part of the year, and things, it was kind of an up-and-down year.
And then football, look at recruiting. I keep saying that Auburn-Florida game is going to be huge for both programs. Golish is knocking out of the ballpark in recruiting, too. They just got another 4-star commitment out of Prattville. Florida's recruiting is incredible. You look at all the services, they're both now right there in the top 10, depending on which one you're looking at. Talk about that football program. What do you hear? Anything lately?
Yeah, fantastic. The last 20 days, Florida's added 8 commitments. Now, again, these are just commitments. We all get that. But Coach Manley should be happy because 2 of them are special teams guys.
Yeah.
They got a long snapper from Mendenhall, Mississippi.
All right.
And they got Aaron McWilliams, a kicker and a punter who's All-American in both.
All right.
No, you don't always see that. You see that it's not unusual to see that, but you don't see it often. But he's out of East Coweta, Georgia, up there. They just got him. But you've added Robert Gaithers III. Everybody remembers Robert Gaithers at Georgia, but his son is coming to the University of Florida. He's a 6'2" safety, kind of a tweener. They think he may grow into a hybrid linebacker because he's already 215 pounds. But most of the guys they've gotten in the last 20 days have been defensive guys, except for Kamarian Johnson, who's just an athlete. They can play him on either side of the ball. But really good recruiting by Florida. I saw the you look at the composite, they're higher than they would be on, let's say, 24/7 Sports team rankings. But when you look at the blue chips, and there's been several people posting blue chip stuff over the past few weeks, and Florida's right there. They were number 1. Now, we'll see what happens because Auburn's added 2 terrific wide receivers, and as you say, Coach, there have been some other schools that are stepping up their game now.
Let me ask you this. That game's being played in Atlanta. If I'm a Florida fan, even though you're going up to Atlanta and into Georgia, I'd still be looking forward to that because maybe some of those Florida fans have never been to a game in that stadium. That stadium's incredible. I think that'd be fun. Am I crazy or what?
No, you're right. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. I love that stadium. When we were up there for SEC Media Days, what was it, 2018? I believe it was, when they held the first one in Atlanta. They took us on a tour of it, and we got to go hit the elevator, and we were everywhere. We were walking around on the field, and then next thing you know, we were up there in all these other areas. And what an incredible job they did on that stadium. So, yeah, Mercedes-Benz is a thing of beauty.
What do you think about, though, before the game, how they open up, I don't know what it's called, that conference center over there, whatever, and they have all the Florida fans, all the Georgia fans there together. I mean, you're right beside one another. That's where they open up the place for the SEC championship game and things. What's it called? The Georgia something?
The World of Congress.
Yeah. What do you think that's going to be like?
I That could be interesting. That could be really interesting. Jacksonville's interesting enough, but usually you don't see fights typically in Jacksonville. You see some barking and some talking, but you see a lot of people just laughing and celebrating and sharing beer and telling each other how they're going to whip each other and how your team sucks. And so you get a bit of that, but it'll be interesting when they're all combined into an area like the World of Congress, because it's so spread out in Jacksonville around the stadium. It'll be a different atmosphere.
All right, go ahead.
I'm laughing because Mark mentioned the recruit out of Mendenhall, Mississippi, and I was trying to remember where that was, so I Google mapped it, and I'm not making this up. If you Google map Mendenhall, Mississippi, the first picture that comes up is this old dirt road, and it says, "Private road, Google is wrong, do not enter." So this kid's overcome a lot in his life. Mark, gone are the days where if you told somebody they wanted to go into being a reporter on college sports that you would get a journalism degree. Now you got to get a political science and a pre-law. I did want to bring up a couple of things with you. The first one being the cabinet, the D1 cabinet approved the 5-for-5 basically plan, the 5-year plan based on age or when your college group starts or whatever like that. And the big benefit of it is it removes all of these different waivers for red shirts and people wondering whether they'll stay in after the 4th game and this, that, or the other. What are your overall thoughts on what you've seen regarding this rule change?
Yeah, I think first thing, the red shirts is gone. Now you don't have to apply or classify for a red shirt. Those days are gone because you got 5 and 5. The problem is it means nothing, absolutely nothing, because the attorneys are already lining up, and there's going to be lawsuit after lawsuit challenging this. Mm-hmm. We know it. We've already heard it. I heard it yesterday from people after it passed. I think it passed early yesterday afternoon. But for the attorneys, they're laughing at it, saying, "Okay, we're coming after this. This is not going to fly," and it's going to be a very interesting take because once again, this is the NCAA. They're sick and tired of lawsuits.
Yeah,
the amount of money they pour into attorneys' fees each and every year, each and every month in lawsuits is astounding, and they're tired of it. They're trying to settle it now, but again, like the NCAA typically does, they don't get ahead of anything. They've been behind this for more than a decade. And, we're in the position we're in with college football being a mess because of them.
See, I think you're right. I like the rule change in general because I do think it changes a few things that they started as good ideas and got way out of hand, right? You try and do the right thing by somebody, and then it just stretches to where you get tight ends at Miami playing 9 years. But you're right. The underlying principle for the lawyers still remains in that you don't have the antitrust exemption, you don't have collective bargaining, and so it's actually a denial of a right to earn money, and that's why the attorneys are all over it. And closing that loophole, Mark, probably, even though this is a good step, it probably still has to end in some sort of congressional intervention, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong. You look over the past, say, 10 years or more, and you've seen more and more of these ads. You'll see it on various social media around your town, whatever it may be. If you're looking at something at Gulf Coast or somewhere else, sports law. Every act the NCAA makes, everything they do, the attorneys are lining up, and they're just drooling and salivating at the opportunity to go right back at the NCAA, because every time the NCAA does something, cha-ching, 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 they know it's good. They're going to get a client, and they're going to be able to go after the NCAA.
I just had this visual where, instead of chasing an ambulance, that lawyer's peeling off and going over to the athletic department.
Why back in the day you could be redshirted and you didn't have to worry about lawsuits? Because they're being paid now? Because none of this was a problem. None of this was a problem back in the day when you were redshirted. You had a rule and you went by it. Is it because the athletes are being paid now?
Yeah. I mean,
because
I remember, Coach. I remember back in the day. I'm talking 20 years ago or more. Florida had an athlete that he got hurt in the first game of the season, second game of the season, whatever it was. Could have been the third, but anyway, it was early in the season. Got hurt, and he really wanted to come back that year. And I remember him telling us, "Oh man, I don't have the money to go file a lawsuit or hire an attorney and do that. But the rules are the rules, and whenever they say is what you got to do." And that used to be the way it was, but it's no more. These attorneys are taking it, and as you say, players got money, and in a lot of cases, as we all know, through the decades, the boosters had the money and were shuffling it to the attorneys.
But also, as soon as they started getting paid, it brought certain rights and protections from the law. And I say most of that with quotes, but it's true. It muddied the waters and made it more difficult.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and finish up Mark McLeod. What are we going to ask him when we get back?
I definitely want to bring up the new draft proposal that MLB is talking about and the impact that may have on college baseball.
All right, let's talk about some of our great people, man. We love all you guys are incredible. Steve's Bike Shop. You want a great electrical bike. Steve's got them new and used right there. He's been in business since 1979. The guy's incredible.
Long time.
Right across the street from Sam's on 23rd Street. Go check it out. Also, don't forget about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Look better, feel better, and listen to Jason every Tuesday, Friday right here at ESPN Northwest Florida. Love you, Pat. Perno City Commissioner Lynn Haven. J. Michael's Restaurant. Stevenson Air Conditioning. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Real local winners.
Hi, this is Angie.
And Steven.
From Lynn Haven, and we just won $50 to the Lone Star Boil House in the Lone Star Daily Double Boil, just for listening on the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Thanks, y'all.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the west-southwest, mostly sunshine and 88. Mostly clear skies tonight, a little cooler at 78. Tomorrow, a chance of thunderstorms in the morning and afternoon, but otherwise some sun and a high of 86. About the same at 87 Friday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Ready to play? Welcome to DuPlay, your premier indoor destination for family fitness and total fun. DuPlay is designed for fun, movement, and skill building for all ages. Kids can explore our active playgrounds, while athletes and teams can utilize our turf fields, indoor soccer, batting cages, full basketball, and volleyball courts. With open play, training space, and structured activities, it's all inclusive at the new DuPlay in Panama City. Take a look now at DuPlayOnline.com. That's DuPlayOnline.com.
He doesn't try on clothes at the department stores. He just rips stuff off the hanger and lives with the consequences for years.
It's classy, it's intriguing.
He's sexy, sassy, and full of spunk.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. We got the great with Mark McLeod, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Mark, you still doing these other shows throughout the SEC? Anything going on? Anything you hearing?
Yeah, I am, but it's been difficult lately because with softball and baseball and some of the guys I need to speak to, I have spoken to. They've been covering that. Then after the season ends, everybody in my world does the same thing. They go on vacation. It's been a long year for football, basketball, baseball, and they try to get away a little bit. Then you have Father's Day weekend, so it's been difficult trying to catch a few guys, but I'll catch them. And did a version of the SEC Blitz where I just answered the mailbag questions yesterday, so I'll post that. That'll be up today.
All right. Brian's got some things for you that are pretty interesting.
We talk so much about college baseball and the kind of growth and explosion of it over the last 10, 15 years, and it's interesting. So Major League Baseball, Mark, I'm sure you saw this, has a proposal out there to completely overhaul their draft, and there's a million pieces to it, but the main two would be that high school players would no longer be eligible for the domestic draft. They'd need to be at least 2 years removed from their graduation to be selected, and it would change the instead of it being essentially at the end of your junior year, it would now be at the end of your sophomore year. So I guess the first point would be, one, is this a tacit admission by Major League Baseball that colleges do a better job preparing these players than their own farm systems? But more importantly, what do you think the effects are if this goes through on college baseball? Getting the high school kids, but maybe losing a year of having the best players.
I think it would be good for college baseball. I really do. I think it's a win-win for them overall because so many of the other schools, look, Florida State, Alabama, Auburn, LSU, they're going to win. They're going to win all the time. But and this is going to help them too, but it's really going to help the other schools. These smaller schools are going to benefit from the USFs and the I was going to say UCF. All UCF people hate me for saying that, but anyway, it's going to benefit them. And again, you're right. It's follow the money, follow the money, follow the money. I think they're tired of pouring money into a lot of these high school kids who don't develop. They've never had money like that to deal with before. They're on their own, away from their families, and a lot of them it just doesn't work out well for a lot of them. So why not let the colleges do it? And I love Major League Baseball's statement on, this would be better for the players. They will get a college education.
Oh my God!
Now. And
I love
really,
that one.
You're worried about that now? This has been going on since 1965 when you had your first high school guy challenge it. So now they're all of a sudden worried about college education. No, they're worried about money. They would, to your point, Brian, it's exactly it. They would rather college coaches at all of these different schools and universities develop players, and then they'll get a better feel for, is this guy really worth us laying down the money or not?
So here was the other thing, and I have to admit I had not considered this part of it, that this may or may not be in their mindset, but those guys are very money conscious, so I tend to believe it is. When they laid out like the 10 highest we're talking about the mega deals, the $600 million deals and all this, only one of them came from a college, player. And the thought is, by pushing them into college, they actually come up to the pros a couple of years older, and it makes the likelihood of them being young enough to get a supermax deal, if you will, less likely. And so now the conspiracy theorists are running with the idea that may be Major League Baseball's true underlying. I don't know. I think that'll catch up with himself, but I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it very much is. And you look at the whole situation again. They still it's 2 years after graduation.
That's right.
So you have some of the same issues that you had before with guys, could go to a junior college, and maybe this benefits the junior colleges too with some of these guys. So I'm interested. I want to see what it does. I think it's long overdue, in my opinion. I think there are a lot of high school kids. Just some of the kids who I remember through my years of reporting going to Florida, and they were signed with Florida. They didn't make it. They said, man, I can't turn down this baseball. But I had a kid tell me point blank, I need to buy a house. My mom, our house is old. It's little. I want to buy a house for my mom. So he had an offer from Urban Meyer to play football for Florida. He was going to be a corner, and he was elite and baseball, and ended up signing the baseball contract, went out to Arizona, and he did make it. He did make it into the organization, got a cup of coffee in the majors, but I always wonder, had his career been better, had he gone to college and prepared, that way, and then signed that contract, I don't know.
I will say, and I don't think this is entirely the reason for it, no matter what they say. Take the education part out of it. I think it's clear that just from the development of an 18 and 19-year-old human being, the environment, protection, resources they have around them really at any level of college program is going to be significantly better than casting those people into society by themselves.
Yeah, and out on the road, yeah.
Hell, I also think the baseball development's better now too, but that's more of a matter of opinion. So in that respect, whether it was why they wanted to go to it or not, which I don't think it was, I do think it's probably better for human development of these people to go to a college institution for a couple of years.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting in the international too, guys.
That's right.
The international players, that's what's going to be fun to watch because I see nothing changing there. It is. You don't know how old these guys are. You don't. There's so
that's
much
it.
going on there. It's just corrupt.
Yeah, they say they pushed them from 16 to 18. All they'll do is change the birth certificate. I mean, that's all that changes.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you, what do you think about not Georgia, but Oklahoma winning it all?
How about that? You know, and when we talked last week or 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, I should have said, you know, there's always some surprise team from the College World Series. You know, you look at the pitching stats, hitting, fielding. You look at who's hot recently. Oklahoma wasn't that team, but now 4 of their last 6 games they played the CWS, they were 9 runs or more scoring.
Yeah.
You know, this was a team that when you looked at the run production during the course of the season, that wasn't it.
That's right.
They weren't one of the top 5 teams in Omaha.
Well, speaking of that, who's going to win it next year from the SEC? It'll be somebody new.
It will be. It will be very interesting. You know, for Florida guys, just real quickly, you know, I told Coach Manley this when I was texting him last week, but Caroline Stanton was named the Gatorade National Player of the Year. She was she played in Georgia up at Buford, phenomenal program for everything. And she played at Georgia, as you know, they play high school softball in the fall. They don't play in the spring. So she played in the fall. Then she transferred to the University of Florida and actually was on the Gator roster this year, but didn't play. She redshirted, you know, because she needed to relax and rest, and there were some things she really needed to do physically to get her body ready for next season. So, but she was there. So Florida now has 3 Gatorade National Players of the Year on this upcoming team in 2027, I should say. And yeah, that'll be how about that? That'll be something else for Florida softball. And all 3 are pitchers.
Yeah. You know, it's amazing, Mark, to Coach Hale's point there, who's going to win it next year like that. Florida is 9 years removed from winning the College World Series. 6 other SEC schools have won national championships since.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Amazing. Yeah, it is.
Hey,
yeah, so I think in the next 2 years, guys, football at Florida, you look at what Summerall's doing, basketball at Florida with Golden, and baseball with Sully, with these pitchers that he has, if he can add to the roster, and softball, it could be very interesting times for Florida.
Let me ask you real quick. Texas, all this talk about a lot of good positive things being said about Texas, but Georgia's got 16 starters coming back. And I'm sure that's going to be the 2 teams. Everybody, you go SEC Media Days, coming out of there, I think it's going to be those 2 teams. What do you think about those 2 teams? If you had to pick one right now, who do you think is going to be better, Texas or Georgia?
You know, I'm looking at Georgia. I really am. I got to see Sark do more. I think Manning will be fine this year. Texas has a ton of players. In fact, I saw different mock drafts for this next mock draft in 27. 7 guys in the first round. 7 different guys could go in the first round.
Amazing.
On these mock drafts. So, but I look out for Georgia. I think look out for Georgia. This I think could be their year.
Yeah, I'm with you. With all those guys coming back, if they don't get healthy, the thing they got to get, their passing game, big plays out of the passing game's got to be better. Downfield, not those short passes. If they can hit some over the top, man, they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah. Wide receiver play is going to be big to watch at Georgia. But Texas is loaded. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
You know, I got surprisingly good odds on a Mississippi State-Arkansas SEC championship game, Mark.
Ooh.
I
think it was $1 million to 1.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of odds there.
Don't put too much money on that
one. He's still playing the penny poker, so you know how that bet is.
That's right.
Who are the SEC coaches right now? I mean, some think it's Beamer. Hell, they've got Alabama coaches on there. But right now, who do you think, which coach is on the hottest seat in the SEC?
Probably Beamer.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But, you know.
Hey, Mark, we're off next
Bryles,
week.
that'll
We'll
be
call
a big
you.
year of Bryles and Company.
Yeah. We'll call you in 2 weeks, okay? All right, we're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Randy.
Real local winners.
Hey, Randy, do you know how to crush seafood like a local?